Satnam everyone, welcome back to the Aquarian Shift. My name is Jason Diltz, also known as Take a Call Deep. In this video, I am going to talk about the mantra that will lead us through the ending of the Kali Yuga and move us through this transition period that we are all about to face collectively. I am recording this video as fires are still burning in Los Angeles, and this mantra, Prana Apana Shushmana Hari Harihar 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 Hadi, has been a really important mantra for those of us that are in the Kundalini community, as these fires have really just devastated so many parts of this city. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the history and the science behind this mantra. I'm going to talk about how that relates to the ending of the Kali Yuga, how you can use this in your daily life or when any kind of emergency situation dealing with the elements comes up. And then we're going to do a meditation and practice this together for 11 minutes. And I'll leave you in the description with a link to this mantra so that you can listen to it yourself and integrate this into your own life. So I did a video yesterday talking about the book Yuga Shift by Bibhu Dev Misra. And in this book, he talks about how the Kali Yuga is ending in 2025, which is this year. It's ending on the spring equinox, which is March 20th, 2025. What this means is that we are coming out of a descending cycle of consciousness, a period where virtue has declined. And though over the last many hundreds of years, the material wealth has increased and we've been on an ascending arc going toward the end of the Kali Yuga, the virtue and the consciousness of humankind has decreased and is indeed at its lowest point right now. And we have about 2 more months of that continuing to decrease, and then after the equinox we will begin a 1200-year period of transition where the consciousness will gradually start to ascend, and at the end of that we will end up in the Dwapara Yuga, which is the Bronze Age. Kali Yuga is the Iron Age. So the way that this works is we work ourselves up on an ascension cycle from iron to bronze to silver to gold, Kali Yuga to Dwapara Yuga to Treta Yuga to Sati Yuga. The Yuga cycle is 25,800 years, and there is a halfway point where consciousness is descending, which is where we've been, and then for the next half, consciousness is ascending, which is where we're headed. And this aligns with the precision of the equinoxes. This channel is called the Aquarian Shift. This is all about the new age of Aquarius that we've entered into / are entering into. And these are 2 timelines that are coinciding. Now, what does this have to do with this mantra? The Prana Apana Shushmana Hari Harihar 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 Hadi mantra was a mantra that was given to us that we can chant when the elements have turned against us. When the elements have turned against you, this is the mantra that you want to be chanting. What was said about this mantra is that it's one of the most sacred mantras. When it was given on May 15th, 1978, there was a lot of tensions and anxiety around atomic bombs and atomic energy. And it was said that this mantra is good for dealing with atomic energy. It gives you protection from natural forces. And again, when the elements have turned against you, this is the mantra to chant. So I'll just break down a little bit about this mantra's meaning. Prana is breath. That's prana. Prana is the life force, and it corresponds with the electron. Apana is the eliminating force. So it's the outflow of the breath. And that eliminating force corresponds to the proton. So with prana, we have electron. With apana, we have proton. And then shushmana, that's the central energy channel, and that corresponds to the neutron. So there's a trinity there. You've got your electron, you've got your proton, you've got your neutron, and that trinity between those three energies, chanting this mantra will move the energy field in a more harmonious way to increase your protection when you are needing protected. Prana Apana Shushmana Hari Harihar 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 Hadi is a mantra in Hinduism and in the Kundalini Yoga system, where prana represents life force energy. Apana signifies the downward moving energy responsible for elimination. Shushmana, again, is that central energy channel in the spine through which these energies flow. And Hari, Harihar, 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 Hadi, that's the name for the divine. That signifies the ultimate source of energy. Essentially, this mantra describes the balanced flow of energy through the body. And this is going to lead to your not only connecting with yourself and the divine, but then moving the energy around you that is happening with the elements: earth, air, water, fire, and then of course there's the ether. So it's a mantra that can help you take command of that by connecting you to your higher self, to that divinity within you. I'll read what was written about this mantra because I think it's pretty cool. This is one of the most sacred mantras. There's so much radiation in the atmosphere that your nerves cannot stand it, and you get grouchy and you get upset. Those who have poor sympathetic nerves, or a poor sympathetic nervous system, cannot keep their cool, and they do wrong things. In the case of atomic radiation or total destruction, if you can perfect your mind with this, it may help. And I love that sentence: those who have poor sympathetic nervous systems cannot keep their cool, and they do wrong things. And the reason I'm saying that this is the mantra to be chanting as we're coming out of the Kali Yuga is that is one of the key characteristics of the end of the Kali Yuga, is that virtue will be at its lowest, and people won't be able to keep their cool, and people will be unkind, and people will do terrible things to each other. So this is a mantra that will help you with your sympathetic nervous system so that you keep your cool. It was also said that this is actually the offering to God, and it's a most beautiful offering of prana. This mantra can stop the cosmic disturbance. In very, very old times, when typhoons used to come, when destruction used to come from the heavens, people used to practice this mantra. When they would think there was no escape, they would sit down together, meditate, and chant. Somehow, the miracle of God, the hand of God, would save them. This is the basic mantra. And that's why this mantra is so important to be chanting right now. One of the things that the Yuga shift talks about is that when the Kali Yuga ends and we enter this transition period, there's going to be some cataclysms. There's going to be a state called pyrosis, where there is a purging and a cleansing by fire. And we're seeing that in Los Angeles right now with these fires here. The last time we had a period like this was when we had the Great Deluge and there were floods, the Noah's Ark flood, the Gilgamesh flood, all of the flood myths and legends. It's thought that many of those happened during the last time there was a Yuga shifting purging. That was by water, this is by fire. I do not believe we are fated to spend the next 1,200 years in this transition period being burned by fire. I think we can command time and space, and we can command the elements, and the way we do that, in part, is with this type of technology, with these mantras. So this is the mantra everybody should be chanting right now. If you want to know what you can do to help people in Los Angeles, see where there is places that you can donate. If you're here, where do you need to donate your time? Who needs help? All of that stuff is really important. Do that, but also chant this mantra. Like, if you can't do anything else and you're hundreds of miles away and you don't have any money to give, just chant this mantra. I believe that it will help. We've seen the fires. It's a tenuous situation in LA, but we've seen miracles happen over this last week, and I believe that this mantra is part of that. And many people in the yoga community that I am a part of are chanting this mantra and playing this mantra nonstop. So that is the mantra. It is prana, apana, shushmana, hari, harihar, 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 hari. So what we're going to do now is we're going to tune in, and then we're going to chant this mantra together with a meditation for 11 minutes. And you can just do this every day. You can do this for a couple minutes every day. You can just chant the mantra. You can just play the mantra. Having these vibrations in the cosmos, having this mantra played, and even just having the awareness of this being a tool that we can use, not just when there's destruction by fire, but when there are hurricanes, when there are earthquakes, when there's any kind of natural disaster, when any of the elements have turned against you, you have this mantra. So with that, let's tune in. And when we tune in doing anything Kundalini Yoga related, we use the mantra Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo is bowing to the great creative force that is within us. Gurudev Namo is bowing to the high teachers that brought us technology just like this. And of course, as I always say, the highest teacher is you. You are the Guru. And if you don't know the Om Namo Gurudev Namo very well, you can just hum along and you'll catch on. So go ahead and get in a comfortable position. Sit in easy pose if that's available to you with your legs crossed, and just take your hands and generate some heat. Take a deep inhale. And now take the hands and put them at the center of the chest. Take an inhale and just clear your mind. Let go of anything that's bothering you. And exhale. And now inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale. And exhale. Now inhale for the protection mantra, and as we chant this, or just hum along to it, just picture a white light protecting you on your right, behind you, to your left, and in front of you. Adgure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. Adgure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. Adgure Name, Jugat Gure Name, Sat Gure Name, Sri Guru Deve Name. And inhale. And exhale. You can open your eyes. All right, so continue sitting in easy pose. And what we are going to do is get our hands in Gyan Mudra, and we're going to put our arms parallel to our rib cage, just like this. And Gyan Mudra is your Jupiter finger, or your pointer finger, as it's colloquially called, touching the thumb. So this right here, this is Gyan Mudra. your hands are up here like this, rested gently, and your palms are facing forward. You're going to close the eyes, and then you're going to open them just a little tiny bit, and you're going to stare at the tip of the nose. And I am going to play the mantra Prana Apana by Prem Amrit, not to be confused with my rabbit Amrit. She has a really beautiful version of this on YouTube, and I will link that in the channel. White Sun is also working on a version of this. Hadi Jiwan played it for us on a call recently. I don't have permission from them to play it, so I didn't want to do that without asking. It's a beautiful version, and I'm really excited for when it comes out. But in the meantime, this version by Prem Amrit is amazing as well. So just this position is the mudra. Eyes are 1/10 open, focused on the nose, and we will chant this together for 11 minutes. Oh, actually, sorry. Got to remember one important part of this. So what we're doing is we're chanting this 3 times on one breath. So you'll be able to follow along with the music. It's basically you're chanting Prana Apana Shishman Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hadi 3 times. Then there'll be a little pause, and then you'll inhale again, and then you'll chant it 3 times. So let's everybody get a good inhale as you're hearing the music start, and then when she starts chanting, you'll chant 3 times, and then you'll exhale when there's a little pause, inhale, and then chant again. And again, arms like this, eyes 1/10 open, focus on the nose. Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har Hari Prana Apana Shishmana Hari Hari Har Hari Har Hari Har
Hari
Exhale. Inhale again. Hold. Exhale. Inhale one more time. And exhale. You can open your eyes. So I'll leave you with just a couple things about mantras. Mantras move energy. Music moves emotions, but mantras move energy. And we want to be moving energy. We want to be moving energy through our body, and we want to be moving energy through the planet, especially when there are catastrophes that strike. And we want to be not stuck in our emotions. We want to definitely feel things. We want to be of clear mind so that we can make quick, right decisions. We want to take action, but we don't want to get caught up in the commotion and in the fear of all of it. So it's very good to have a mantra like this, that if any time in your life you are facing some sort of calamity, you can do all the things that you need to do first. And then rather than going into a fear loop in your mind as you're doing them, or after you've gotten to safety, you can have this mantra as a companion. Last thing I'll say is, the teaching is that any mantra will work. And there's hundreds upon hundreds of Kundalini Yoga mantras and many hundreds and thousands more of mantras in other lineages, and they're all good and they all work. But sometimes you need a mantra for something very specific. So this is the mantra for when the elements have turned against you. This is the mantra to protect you when there are natural or unnatural disasters happening. And highly encourage all of you to find a way to incorporate this into your daily life. I have this playing on loop in my apartment, and I know many people in the Sangha that I'm a part of are chanting this daily. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. And may the long time sun shine upon you, all love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Until next time, Sat Nam.